completely off this topic.
Sure.
The
That's
friend
what
that
tonight's for.
the friend that you helped with the headaches that went completely away,
Mhm.
has a wonderful little pug dog. Her name is Biddy. And exactly 2 weeks ago, she started having grand mal seizures, and she
Oh,
had 5 seizures since then. And she's been to veterinary neurologists and the whole thing, and they can't find anything physically wrong. And so I was wondering if you would take a look at.
so had the dog had some sort of traumatic event, like a dog fight or got chased at the
Not that I
dog
know
park
of.
or something?
Yeah, not that I know of. She's 3 years old, just a little over 3 years
Wow,
old.
that's kind of young for that. Usually it
Yeah.
happens later in their life.
She thought maybe it was pug dog encephalitis. I mean, that was one of the things they had
Right.
tossed out.
Well, couple of things, like especially with dogs, like you always want to check the kidney function, monitor how much the dog is drinking, if they're drinking a lot, if they're not drinking at all. I know it's kind of hard to do because you know life is happening and it's hard to just stand there and watch the dog. But kidney function is something that I would always look at for something like that. But so here's the thing with this, and you know, I've never really addressed this in an animal. Like, you know, seizures, yes, but that the dog is so young. I mean, there could be just a predisposition, but you know, putting basil on the spine is always kind of relaxing. It can help with some brain function and calm it down. In the old days, not with dogs, but with people, you would use a little bit of hyssop to try to do it. The issue is that if you do too much, it actually can make the seizures worse. So I never really go down that route with people, you know, unless I can really monitor it. But there's the seizures, and then there's like pseudo seizures that look exactly the same, but it's usually because of a traumatic event, you know, like big dog got, you know, chased it at some point, or it doesn't, you know, it's like something happened usually. And one of the best things for that is CBD. Like for CBD, you know, you hear CBD being used for seizures. It actually doesn't work for true seizures. It works for pseudo seizures. And, you know, I was talking to some friends that are physicians, you know, this is years ago, but they said usually the things that they see, there's more pseudo seizures than actually true seizures. And, you know, it's not that the person's making it up in their head. It's just they're having the symptoms, but the brain isn't doing what happens with a normal seizure, but they're having the side effects. And, you know, it's usually like stress or a traumatic event or, you know, something like that. I mean, I would give the dog a little bit of CBD and I'd rub some basil on the spine and see what's up, but I'd also check on the kidneys. Go through and, you know, do a little healing on the kidneys, just white light, just, you know, treat them and see if that works. Usually in an older dog, the more that the kidneys go downhill, the more they're prone to seizures.
Well, just right now, when I scan the left kidney, it's pretty congested on this little dog. Right kidney is about half that, but still, you know, 10, 12 inches.
Maybe just treat the kidneys right off the bat and just see what that does. Yeah, I mean, I would, because here's the thing with like a dog, it could also be that, like, you know, the dog was jumping on and off the couch and hurt the hip or straightened the hip that then caused the kidney to malfunction. You know, because it's the way that their anatomy works, that it's not always like the kidney that malfunction. It could be something around the kidney that like constricts. It's like it constricts the kidney and then the kidney can't function like it should. And then it just starts going south.
I can see that connection. What about cords on the perineum?
Yeah, you could check that. I mean, dogs, when they bark at each other, they do their little doggy chords and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, you could go through and look at that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very
That's
much.
one way to stop a barking dog is you just, like when two dogs are barking, you just cut the cords between them. All of a sudden they just like stop.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny.
yeah, that's a wonderful thing. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Greg.
You're so welcome.